And this particular video that I'm gonna do for you guys today, I really hope that it helps a lot of you traders who are out there struggling because there's a dark side to the Forex market that really is not being discussed. And so on this video, I want to kind of talk to you guys and walk you through my journey, my process, what happened to me, and hopefully at the end of this video, maybe, just maybe, it'll help you kind of see things differently. And you can actually make a decision whether this is actually the best career for you or not. Okay. So let me start by saying this. Have you ever lost a trade and decided that you were so pissed that you either started crying, you lost a trade and you just felt like cussing and screaming? You ever lost a trade and you just felt like tossing your computer across the room, just having an emotional fit? The problem is that what I did wrong, and part of this, as I'm telling you my story, I'm just going to tell you the truth about, what my opinion is of the markets, but as well as my opinions of me as I entered the market. Okay. And I wrote this statement down, and I want you to write this down because this is going to be the preface for you understanding whether this is the right thing for you to do or not. Okay. I wrote down, I came to the markets expecting it to meet my needs, and it ruthlessly took the little left that I had. Okay, I'm going to repeat that, and I want you to write it down because this is where some of you guys are. I came to the markets expecting it to meet my needs, and instead it ruthlessly took away the very little that I had left. Here's what I mean by that. In my journey, when I was introduced and started trading in the Forex market, I wasn't in a good position. I used to be. I was living a great life, had a 7-figure net worth, owned multiple homes, multiple cars. I was living really good before I started Forex. Okay. So for those who believe that, oh, he's trying to do something to become something, I was already that before I came to Forex. I was already living in a nice 7,000 square foot house, living good, around celebrities, doing my thing. But then life happened to me. And in a scramble to try to get back on my feet, I discovered or found out about the Forex market, and I attempted to come to the market with some needs. But what happened was, because I came to the Forex market with my needs, I expected that all I needed to do was download a couple of indicators, try a couple of YouTube strategies, and then therefore I could get back to the lifestyle that I had. That was the expectation, as do some of you. That's your expectation. You're in a situation now, you're trying to get out of the situation, and you're coming to the Forex market with the hopes that it will be the thing that replaces your current financial situation to give you that financial freedom. And I'm just going to ask the question and assume that I'm correct on that, because that's why most people come to the markets. But I did a video almost a year ago, and I said that the Forex market is one of the most abusive relationships you can ever get yourself involved in. And some people were like, but Uncle P, hey, aren't you a person who trades Forex and this and that? Yeah, but you'd still need to know the truth about it. Like the Bible says, the truth is the only thing that'll set you free. So I'm telling you truth so that you can discover whether this is the good fit for you. And at the end, stay till the end, because I'm going to walk you through so you can understand the process. Okay? So you can understand the process. So every time I would win a trade, I was just overly ecstatic. I was just extremely happy because I say, okay, I'm able to make some money. But then when I lost a trade, I was in a fit. I would just have a fit of rage and anger or whatever. I would just cry. I would just be so frustrated. Hey, I done tried this, I done tried that, and nothing seems to work. And then I would win a trade and would give me a little bit of hope. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Some of you guys, this is happening to you now. You had a string of losses, but then you have that one win and you say, oh, maybe this is it. And it gives you back. And see how it's roping you back in? Just like bad relationships with people. You know, have you ever seen a person in a very abusive relationship? And what happens is that they get slapped around, beat up in that relationship, but then the person comes back and says, oh, you know, but I love you. And that keeps that person roped in with hope that this is going to work out. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And that's what the market does. It will beat your pockets down. It will keep taking your money, even though you're there to get money. It keeps taking the very little that you have. And then every once in a while, like a casino, it will let you win something. And then it keeps you hoping. And then you come back and you go back through the bad situation all over again, over again, over again, over again. And it puts you in this perpetual cycle of hope while abusing you on the other end. Are you hearing what I'm saying? What happens is, and this is not going to be a long video, what happens is that I didn't realize that I was in a relationship. Here's something, write this down, write this down. Because the market is actually trying to teach you something. And I didn't understand what it was trying to teach me at the time. So I hated the Forex market. I still don't have love for the Forex market, to be honest. I have love for my students. I love teaching my classes. Anybody who has ever been to my classes, they know I love my students. I love teaching. Our classes are literally supposed to be only about 30 minutes to an hour. Unless I have an appointment to get to, normally my classes, I will stay back until I answer as many questions as I possibly can. So the classes could go on for an hour and a half, 2 hours, even 3 hours. I don't care how long I'm in class with my students. I love teaching Forex. I love teaching classes. I love combining life lessons with the Forex market and what I learned through my journey and teaching. I love that. But the Forex market itself, I really don't have any passion for it anymore. Because the way I started into it had put me on this cycle that I'm teaching you about, how it puts you through an emotional roller coaster. Some of you guys are there as I speak. You are literally in an emotional roller coaster right now. And that's because this market has put you on such a cycle of ups and downs, emotional, this and I mean, you're a nervous wreck. You deal with anger issues now. Before, you didn't deal with that. Now you do. Some of you guys are teeter-tottering if you haven't already fell on the roller coaster ride of depression because you're dealing with these markets. I know I'm telling the truth. Somebody is here. They need to hear this. You came to the markets expecting it to bring happiness and financial joy to your life and to change your life. And now it is changing your life, but not for the better. It's changing some of you guys for the worse. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm going to walk you through towards the end how to get out of that and still come out prosperous and fruitful. You can accomplish what you came to do, but the way that you're going about it, it has to change. And nobody taught me this. They taught me about the MACD. They taught me about the RSI. They taught me about the Donchion channels. They taught me about the Elliott wave theory. They taught me about the market makers method and all these different things, but they did not teach me about the emotional roller coaster that I would have to endure to get to the goals that I were at. And by the time I got there, I had lost my passion for it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So here's the deal. What I didn't realize at the time is while I'm coming with my expectations from the market to pay me and make me wealthy, the market was trying to teach me how to temper and control my personality. Think about it like this. There is no way possible that you're in a trade. I'm going to hit you on your toes and I'm going to slap you in your face with some truth, but it's just hang on in there. because I didn't realize what it was trying to teach me. It's a cold beast to those who don't know what it's trying to teach. Think about it like this. And some of you guys are here now. You're dealing with this. Why is it that you're having such a fit when you lose a trade? Because if you were running with good money management, 2% risk on, let's just say you had $100. You use 2% risk on that trade. How bad is the trade supposed to be? 2% means you still got 98% left. If you have 98% of your account left, then why are you having such an emotional fit? Think about it. Can you answer that? And that's what the market was asking me. Why are you coming here with such an attitude? See, first of all, you stepping into my arena. You haven't learned me, but you expected me to reward you with millions of dollars. You spent no time with me. You don't understand me, and yet you're expecting me to replace your job's income. And I'm trying to teach you, I can do that. I can support you, but you must come through the gates that everybody else did. And I didn't understand this. And what was one of the things it was teaching me? All right, how patient are you? Do you have patience? I thought I did until I started hitting the markets. Some of you guys, I have told you over and over and over again, don't trade on these Sundays. Let the market settle down and let the market do what it do. I said, don't play with the market. When the market first opened, every single day at 5 p.m., write this down, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, don't touch the markets. You know how many people come up with this dumb strategy? Well, you know, this candle closed at the end of the trading day, so I'm going to take the first candle, but didn't I tell you to leave this thing alone? Do you do it? Oh, well, see, I ain't going to trade until Tuesday, but then you trading on Sunday again. See, it's introducing you, watch this, it's introducing you to you. And what I didn't realize, when you come to the market with a need to be financially freed, it will teach you what you need to know to get there. But if you don't come through its gates, it's going to abuse you. This market is ruthless. See, I came with a need. It didn't need me. Write this down. This is very important. Everybody want to learn market psychology. This is it. You're coming with a need. It doesn't need you. And because it doesn't need you, it's teaching you what you need to know about it, because you're coming without lessons about how it functions. It is a relation. Let me give it to you. Write this down. Right. You will never hear this from any other Forex trader on the planet. I guarantee it. I guarantee this. Write these two terms down. Interpersonal relationship, inter, I-N-T-E-R, interpersonal relationship. And the second word is intra, I-N-T-R-A. You will never hear this ever again from somebody else. Guaranteed. But this is going to bless you in your trading career. Interpersonal relationship means there's a symbiotic connection between one party to the other. In other words, I depend on you, you depend on me, and we try to work this thing out. I need you, but I'm assuming you also need me. Intrapersonal relationship is different. It's confident in itself that I can give you something, but I don't need nothing from you in return. That's the confident person. And you say, what does this have to do with trading? Everything. Everything. If you ever think about professional traders, do they come across as being needy? No, they don't. They don't. So if there's a day where they think the market ain't going to work out, they don't need to be in the markets. Can you say the same? See, it's typically the retail, and I wanted to use a different term that they actually think of us, the low-level people. That's you, the retail traders. Low-level people always need something. They desperate, thirsty. Got to make this money. Got to get up in this trade. Always on the markets. Always trading. They don't have self-control. Why? Because they are so dependent in their thought process, not in reality. They're in their thought process. They think they need this market and they think the market needs them, when in essence, it's not so. But a professional trader, it has an intra relationship. I love myself. I'm confident in myself, and I don't really need the market today. I will come back to the market when I think the market will do what I'm expecting it to do. And if it ain't doing that, guess what? I have the ability to walk away from you. You see how they have a different kind of concept of the market? This is why they don't over leverage. This is why they don't overtrade. This is why they take a certain number of trades, and you, meanwhile, you've taken 40 trades last week and walked away with barely anything to show for it. But frustration, depression, and an empty pocket. This is some truth. See, you're coming with an I need you, and I'm assuming you need me. That ain't how the market think of you. It don't need you. It deals with people who have an intrapersonal relationship. They're already confident that they're going to do, I can do with or without you. I can trade today or I can hold off on trading. I can approach you from a professional level because why? I leave, watch this, and write this down, right. I checked my emotions at the door when I sat my butt down and started looking at these charts. It has nothing to do with my emotional state. It's just business. Meanwhile, for you, because you have this need to be freed, market save me, market save me. Because you're in this situation where you're expecting the market to save you, that is the reason why you're not looking at the market for what it's trying to tell you. I don't want to save you today. Come back tomorrow. I may have something for you tomorrow. And you have to have the ability to say, all right, that's cool. I ain't tripping. Guess what? I'm already working at the job. See, one of the things you're trying to do is quit that job so fast. You're trying to do this. You're looking for financial freedom so fast until you're just missing exactly what the market is trying to tell you. If the market speaks in a professional language and you're speaking in a desperate language, I need to make some money. I need to, and I need you, market. I need you, market. And then the market said, I don't need you. I'm just tolerating you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? God, some people, they don't want to hear this lesson, Jesus, but the truth will set you free. Me, there's certain times I look at this market, man, I ain't tripping off this market, man. I'm done with you today, bro. I'll come back tomorrow. See if you acting right. See how my language is different today? Because I learned, let me give you guys the honest to God truth. I didn't get here until I couldn't stand this market. I had to come to a point where I hated the market before I realized what the market was trying to tell me the whole time. It wasn't saying that I hate you, Uncle P. It didn't even know me. It said, this is how I function. This is why I reward those who are of a professional caliber. Because you're coming with all these emotions. You need me to pay you. You're so desperate. Let me give it to y'all like this. The worst person to get, let me help you. If you are feeling lonely, the worst time to start looking for a relationship with another person is when you're desperately lonely. You want to know why? Because when you're desperately lonely, you end up meeting all the wrong people who sense and can sense your desperation. Some of you guys, you know what I'm talking about. That person that you dated. Oh, I thought he was so sexy. No, you was desperate to have somebody to lay up in that bed sheets with you, and you end up with a fool. Meanwhile, if you would have waited, the right person came by, but you was already occupied with this stupid person and couldn't get out of this one fast enough to actually get with the one that if you would have waited. Come on now, this is some good news. Sir, you ran up because you just needed this female. You needed somebody in your bed. Somebody to lay with, and you ended up with this foolish woman who cussing you out, and God forbid if you had a baby by now, she wants your child support, she will have everything you got, and then she don't want you to even see your kid. And you said, man, if I would have just simply waited. Type amen, somebody, if you know what I'm talking about. The market is actually no different. It says, if you will wait, I will reward you. But you're coming because you are so desperately thirsty. You have these situations. I got to pay my light bill. I got to pay. The market don't care nothing about your personal bills. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And I didn't understand this because I was in a 7-figure lifestyle and lost everything. So I'm in a desperate crunch, and I got to hurry up and get, and I'm passing right by the market saying, you know what? Watch this. Number one, write this down to write. God forbid if you don't listen to this lesson. I promise you, for some of you guys, because you won't even listen to a video like this, this is part of the reason why you're not functioning well in the markets. Because you won't even take the time to listen to a person who's trying to tell you how to fix the problem. The market will pay you, but you got to play on its game terms. And the market told me, here's what I finally learned, one of the lessons that it was trying to teach me. I don't care about your financial situation. All I care about is mine. The market is very selfish. But if you come to me at the right time, we can do business. And that means I won't be paying out every single day. And I won't pay you on every single trade that you take. If you're okay with those terms, then we can do business. If you're not okay with those terms, then you need to scoot your butt on and go do something else. If you're going to have a fit every time I don't let you win a trade, then you're in the wrong business, because guess what? I don't care if you're a multi-millionaire or billionaire. Every single person who deals with me, I will take your money at some point or another. Not every trade will win. However, if you learn the way I function, I will reward you 70%, 80%, 90% win rate. But what I am telling you, when I say that I will give you a 70, 80, or 90% win rate, I am also telling you that I'm going to take your money 30, 20, or 10% of the time. If I'm giving you a 90% win rate, guess what? I'm going to take your money 10% of the time. If I give you 80% win rate, I will take your money 20% of the time. If I give you a 70% win rate, I'm going to take your money 30% of the time. Those are my business terms. Are you okay with it? Because if not, you need to quit. If you're going to have a fit when I'm taking my 30%, then you had no business being here. Because I told you I can give you a 70% win rate. That means 30% of the time, I'm going to take your money. And you better be okay with it, or you get the heck on. And the average retail trader cannot handle those terms. That is why you're falling apart, having a hissy fit, crying every time you lose a trade. That's why. Because see, you haven't learned how it functions. It has a personality. And you better be okay with it. And I wasn't okay with it because I understood, 70% win rate, 80% win rate. What's the holy grail? I need a holy grail trading system. There ain't one on the planet. But nobody was telling me that. So here I go running. And I literally have one of my computers that has over 1,000 indicators in it. Couple of hundred EA systems. So people always trying to tell me about this and that. Man, I done went through all that. I done done all that, man. All that. Tons of trading system, tons of strategy. Let me help y'all out. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Some of y'all making the same mistake I was. See, because you don't understand the market and how it functions, it don't care about you. It doesn't even know your name. You're crying over a trade and it doesn't even cry over you. It doesn't even drop a tear over you. Because you haven't graduated to the professional level of checking your emotions at the door, checking your needs at the door. I don't care if you have a bill due tomorrow. So what? If the market ain't trying to pay today, then you just got to figure something else out. You so busy trying to quit your job today and get your financial freedom until you're ignoring what the market's saying. I will pay only a certain couple of times a week. And your job is to keep showing up and waiting for me to give you that opportunity. And then when you lose a trade, you having a hissy fit. But didn't I tell your behind that I will take your money 30% of the time? You so happy you was clapping over the 70% win rate. But I told you, if you would have flipped it around, I'm telling you I'm going to take your money 30% of the time. But you didn't want to hear that part. You just want to hear the 70% win rate. Oh, 80% win rate. But then when I start taking your money on the 20%, oh, you got a problem with it. Then you need not to be here. That's how the market talks to you. But see, you're so desperate and in need until you're not listening. Oh, and let me drop a little jewel for the few people who's here now and the thousands who will watch this later. Let me drop a little jewel that I didn't understand. When I was coming into the markets, nobody was teaching me this. So as a result of me not being taught properly, here's what I didn't know. I'm saying, oh, I can't wait, like some of you, I can't wait for the market to open on Sunday. Yes, so I can make me some money. Not realizing Sundays is one of the worst days of the week to ever think about trading in the market. I'm not saying that there aren't some setups, but I'm saying sometimes that's the worst day. I would put money in my account on Sunday, and before Sunday was over, my account was blown. Now, you may ask, well, how did you blow your freaking account? That's exactly what you need to be asking yourself. How do you blow an account in one day? Well, thirsty, desperate, over leveraging. Where do you think over leveraging comes from? Because you're thirsty, you're desperate. You the freaking creep that I'm talking about. Now I ain't saying it in a demeaning way, but that's the way the market looks at you. You freaking creep. I done already told you. Manage your money, because some days I will take 20 or 30% of your account. I will take 20 or 30% of your trades. I will give you back 70. Let me give you all a different way, because this is Sunday. So let me give it to you like this. Come on, this is some good stuff. God, I wish I had a teacher like this. For those who follow the belief of Christianity, God says, pay a tithe. The word tithe, in my interpretation of it, the word tithe means 10%. God says, I will give you the 100, but I expect you to give me back 10% so that it can support my causes, such as church pastors and people who are ministering to you so that they can feed their families. So give me back a tithe, which means a percentage of what I gave you. And what happens is that in the Bible, I think it was in Malachi 3:6 or something like that, the Bible says, will a man rob God? Yet you have also robbed me. God says, I've given you something. I told you to give me how much? 10%. That means a 90% win rate in Forex. I will give you a 90% win rate in Forex, but I'm expecting you to give me back my 10%. Are you guys following that logic? The market is talking the same way. I will give you 80% win rate, but I expect you to pay your tithe of 20%. Here's the problem, which I didn't know at the time. The market will take its 20%. It does not care if you're a millionaire trader. I know very wealthy traders and they still have to pay their dues. The market don't care. You will not win every trade. But here's what happens. The market will not tell you, and here's where some of you guys are getting jacked up. The market doesn't tell you when it wants its tithe. See, in the Bible, God said, I will front you everything up front. And I hope that you will honor my giving system by giving me back 10%. See, the market doesn't do that. The market says, I will give you 80% win rate, 70% win rate, but I'm expecting you to understand that I will get my 30%. I will get my 20%. I will get my 10%. Whether it's a 70, 80, or 90% win rate, 70% win rate, you owe me 30%. 80% win rate, you owe me 20% of that. 90% win rate, you owe me 10% of that. But here's the problem with Forex versus how God does things. And thank you for the mercy of God Almighty. Because at least he gives it to you first, and then he says, just give it back to me later. The market says, I will take it randomly. Oh, this is some good stuff. And because the market is taking it randomly, here's what happened. And I'm going to give you an example. God, this is some good stuff. Let me tell you what happens. Oftentimes, and I'm still learning this market, been trading this thing for years, and it's still teaching me lessons. That's why you got to be humble. Just be humble. Here's what the market does. And I'm going to help you. For those who are listening to me, you're about to get blessed. What I realize is that the market will randomly take its 20 or 30%. And how it does that is through news events sometimes, and also on unsettled markets. And I'm going to go deep, but this is going to bless you. So you better pay attention to what I'm saying right now. And if you know anybody who's struggling in the Forex market, have them watch this video from beginning to end. I'm about to bless you. I'm about to bless you. When I stopped looking at the markets because I needed money from it, it instantly helped me to disconnect my emotional state from it. And I began to observe it for what it was. And here's what I learned. Majority of retail traders tend to blow their accounts on what day? Sunday through Monday. Come on now. Hear me good. In the stock market, they actually call retail traders dumb money. The reason they call them dumb money is because they don't have the ability to wait for the markets to settle out before they actually start taking their positions. Same thing in Forex, it's the same thing in the stock market, but they call it dumb money. Yeah, they really do call you dumb. They really do. The high ups, they call you dumb. They call you dumb money because they know you, as soon as the market open, you're going to be the one rushing in. But the seasoned veteran says, I know the markets, you want to take your portion of my profits. I know we have a business arrangement, but I also know that I can increase that from 60% to 70%, from 70% to 80% just by letting you do your business in the first hour or the first couple of days of the week. The retail trader is so desperate trying to get some money from the market. They're the fools that rush into the market as soon as it opens. And they get their behind chewed up. So instead of having an 80-20 relationship, they're having a 20-80. What do I mean by 20-80? That means you lost 80% of your account and you only got 20% left by midweek. Meanwhile, the professional trader, he stays away because he realized the market acts shady in the beginning of the week. So that's how he instantly has increased his winning percentage, just by knowing when not to touch the market. Oh, this is some good stuff, Jesus. You keep rushing into the market when you need to just sit back and chill. See, I didn't understand this when I was in desperation because I'm rushing in trying to get a trade because I got to pay these bills. I got to do this. And you're anxious, so you're the one rushing in, not realizing I was dumb money. Because here's the thing. If you ever watch professional traders, they don't even have to trade a lot, but they make a lot of money. How is that possible? That you taking 40, 50, and 60 trades a week and they only taking about 10 or less, and they're making way more money than you. Ever thought of that? They're not the person who's cussing their computer out, finna toss the laptop across the room because you just lost $20 on the trade, but you're gonna toss that $300 laptop because you're so angry. So you out of order. Something's wrong. It's the market is trying to teach you, trying to take something from the market. The market's trying to teach you about you. An intrapersonal relationship. How is your relationship with you? Do you have a good relationship where you can say, you know what, hell or high water, I'm not dependent on this market anyway. I'm dependent on the Lord my God to supply my needs. I will deal with you, but I can take a chill pill. So if you ain't ready to pay today, guess what? I can sit back and go spend time on this day with my family. Now, every once in a while, I see some setups on a Sunday. Majority of the time, I don't. And I started realizing, looking back historically, some of you guys don't journal, which, by the way, my students, if you're watching this, you better be making sure that you don't, because in the trading simplicity system, in the tutorials, is a journal. And the moment I started journaling my trades, I began to look at what days and what time of day I was actually losing most of my trades. See, your losses can be your teacher. And that's what the market is trying to teach me. I'm teaching you through your losses. You're cussing and mad and crying and frustrated and depressed because you're losing when the lessons are in the losses. Your losses is the lesson. I'm trying to teach you how I function. And if you track when you're losing, just stop trading on them days. If you track when you're losing, just stop trading during them times. I'm teaching you something. But see, you're so into desperation. I need some money. I need you. Until you're not listening. And so that's why Uncle P is always encouraging you retail traders, leave the market alone on Sundays. Now, let me walk you through my philosophy on that, okay? Here's my philosophy on that. Why? Here's what happens. As I'm doing this video, you can see I have my sexy analyst along with my simplicity combination. I see a great setup already right here, okay? Hold on, let me put right there. I see a great setup on my 4-hour charts on this trade. However, I don't trust what I see. I see a great setup as we speak. Now, if I was like I used to be, as soon as the freaking market opens, I would be trying to hop on this trade. But wisdom has taught me, don't trust what you see. Here's the reason why. Take notes, take notes, take notes. I'm about to drop some jewels on you. What happens is the market, as I'm speaking to you, my brokerage, even if I click these buttons and try to place a trade now, it won't place the trade. Why? Because my Forex broker is closed and it will not open until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So that means I can't even take a look at this trade until then. The problem is that the Forex market, the currency market, it runs 24 hours a day. It does not stop running because my Forex broker has stopped and closed up shop for the weekend. The market itself is still in motion. Are you understanding that? So because it's still in motion, but my broker is not, when it opens up at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here's what you need to know. Write this down, and I taught this to my students last week. I'm just giving y'all a little helpful tip. Write this down. I'm telling you, this is going to bless you because nobody taught me this. When I stopped needing this thing so bad, I had a chance to sit back and actually see how it functions. So what happens is all the weekend activity, all the news events, and all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world that impacts currencies still is happening. But the market didn't have a chance to absorb it and react to it. Okay? Follow me on this. You'll begin to see why the market is doing what it's doing. I'm dropping a jewel for you. And you'll begin to understand why most of you are losing most of your trades by Sunday and Monday before the week even begins. And then by Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, you see all these beautiful setups. They're just sitting there waiting for you, but you ain't got no money left in your account. And you keep rinsing and repeating this cycle, but you didn't see what was going on. I'm going to give you a revelation. I'm going to reveal it to you so that you can understand what's going on. Nobody's teaching this. So here's what happens. Biden could have said something. Crazy. Putin could have said something. President Bollinger could have said, which he did. President Bollinger said something. He said, expect there's going to be some trouble in the land because Russia is blocking our exports of wheat and everything else, which is going to affect the markets across the globe as far as food prices, because they are a huge exporter of wheat and other things and grains. Well, Russia's blocking that, so it can't hit the world. It can't hit the regular markets. So your brokerage is closed. So it doesn't allow the market to react to this situation, to this announcement. Are you following me? But at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, now guess what happens? Write this down. The first session that opens is the Sydney session, which controls your AUDs and your NZD pairs. Write this. I promise you, you will. Let me say this to you guys. For those who's listening to me and who have watched the video, because a lot of people will watch the video for 2-3 minutes and they click out. But for those who took the time to actually hear this, you're going to be blessed. And at this point of where I'm going to teach now, it's going to instantly increase your winning percentage overnight. Guaranteed. I guarantee that, because you're willing to listen to me. Because here's the philosophy of the market, which I didn't know when I was in my desperate state of mind. But the moment I hated this market, it began, my ears opened up to what it was actually saying the whole time. Here's what happens. The only market that opens at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what? The Sydney session, which means the Australian market, the AUD and the NZD, has its opportunity to react to all the foolishness that happened over the weekend. Then after that, the next session that opens is the Tokyo session, or what they call the Asian session, which controls your JPY pairs. Notice what ain't included in there yet, which you're trading. The euros, the GBPs, the USDs, and all these different things. Are those markets open yet? No, they haven't had time to react. You're jumping in on the first one, which is the AUD and NZD. But you're taking trades on all these others. Now, again, I will say up front that every once in a while, you will find a good quality trade. That's fine, but it ain't gonna happen often. So if I'm looking at my winning percentage and I realize that I have a very low chance of winning my trades on Sunday through Monday, then wouldn't it behoove me to use wisdom to just say, yes, I could win a trade here or there, but majority of my losses are happening at the beginning of the week because of what Uncle Pete's talking about. So maybe it would just be smart to just hold up. Now follow the logic. Here we go. Again, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, number one, the first problem that happens in the first hour of the trading day, your broker takes your money. Your broker does. Because what they do is they open up the spreads by 3 times the normal amount of a regular trading amount that they charge. So for an example, if you get into an AUD trade or something like that, they may charge you 3 pips to enter the trade. But at the beginning of every single Forex day, every day, and I've been preaching this for God knows how long, and still people don't listen. In the first hour of the trading day, your broker will do a 3 to 4 to 5 times the amount of what they're charging you. I did a live video several months ago on a live account showing proof. I took a trade on the GBP pair at the beginning of the trading day, and they were charging me, I think, 25 pips to enter the trade. Now, just imagine if you have a stop loss trying to get it at 20 pips. That's your stop loss. But the broker is charging you 25 pips to get in the trade, but you didn't see it. And you wonder why. Some of you guys, you're crying now. You've been crying. What happened? The market ain't moved. What's going on? And you just frustrated and not realizing because the market played you. You're the dumb money because you're not dumb. You're dumb. They call you dumb because you're just impatient. And what they did, the broker charged you 25 pips to get into this trade. And price action doesn't even have to move, but 1 pip or 2, and there you go, your stop loss got hit. And you custom mad, what's wrong with my MT phone? What's wrong with it? And it wasn't nothing. Your broker opened the spread and took your money. So now you just lost before you even began. Why? Because ain't nobody on YouTube talking about this. Gurus, why am I the only one saying anything about this? Thousands and thousands of videos and ain't nobody saying nothing about this? What's going on here? That's why you're losing. So before you even begin to think you're going to win the trade, you got played by your own broker. Well, what about a regulated broker? They all do the same bull crap. You're dumb money. They took you. You're the fool. But the seasoned veteran says, I ain't touching it. I see that setup. Oh, I want to get into that setup. But I'm going to do what? I ain't going to be desperate for you no more. I know how you function. And it starts with the broker. So technically, here's how it actually works. At the beginning of every single trading day, including today, and if you don't believe me, take a trade on a demo account. Just start with a penny, take a trade on a demo account. Immediately when the market opened, watch what happens. Then about an hour to an hour, 15 minutes, take another trade and see the difference between the spreads. You will see it for yourself if you don't believe me. Do that test yourself. That's your homework. So now, here's how it works. At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, before any of these markets get to react to all the stuff that happened, your broker reacts to you and takes your money, or tries to. Then after that, the Sydney session opens. The AUD, which controls the AUDs and the NZDs, it opens and it reacts to all the stuff that happened over the weekend. Then after that one happens, now you get attacked by the JPY. The JPY, you saw a setup, but then you wondering, why is it going in the opposite direction? Has it ever happened to you? You're in a trade, you seen the setup, and just for some reason, it's just going the other way. Type of 10 if that has ever happened to you. You see a setup, but it's just going the opposite way. Doesn't even make any sense why it's doing that. Has that ever happened to you? Come on now. Yes, it happens to everybody. Why is that happening? And especially on the beginning of the week, because it didn't care about the setup. You did. It did not. It did not. You did. The market is still absorbing and reacting to all the stupidity that happened over the weekend. But you was looking at your charts, looking at support, resistance, supply and demands on this. You looking at this, and the market is looking at absorbing all the stupid stuff that happened over the weekend. So it goes the other way. And now you got attacked first by your broker, then by the AUD session, then by the Tokyo session. Then guess what comes in next? And some of you never even heard of this session. It's called the Frankfurt session. Frankfurt comes before London. Frankfurt session controls your euro pairs. Now the euro market opens, and it does the same thing that the Tokyo session did, that the AUD session did, react to the news and stupidity over the weekend. So it shoots in the wrong direction, hitting your stops. Yes, you saw a setup, but it didn't respect it. Because it wasn't caring about the setup, it was caring about, it finally opened up, so all the banks and institutions had their opportunity to react to the news that opened over the weekend. See, do you see what I'm saying? First, your broker took you, then the AUD banks open and they react to news over the weekend, so they can care less about setups and support and resistance levels. Then the Tokyo session, it opened up. It didn't care about news about the setups because the banks and institutions were reacting to whatever happened. Then you had your Frankfurt session, which opened up and it didn't care. Next, now you have the big kahuna, the big thief of them all, which is the London session. London is the robber of them all. It is the biggest market in Forex, but it's also the biggest thief. And it hits the stops, knocks everybody out. And now it's reacting to the market. Oh, but the market ain't done with your silly behind. Why? We're missing one more session. You see how many people you're fighting against when you don't wait? Who's the last one? The very next day on Monday. See, this is Sunday. The next day has to come into play, which is what? Monday. The New York session hasn't opened. So now the New York session opens. It has its turn to react to all the stuff that happened over the weekend. Now can you kind of understand why your account is always getting blown on Sunday primarily? Now can you understand why Uncle P is constantly teaching your silly behind to stay away from these charts? Because you have to wait for these markets to react. Now, again, I will preface and say again, every once in a while, yes, you will find a good setup that is respected. Every once in a while. But here's the problem with that. Listen, if I have to fight for a living, which my son was a mixed martial arts fighter and a boxer, okay? Now, they put you to fight within a weight class. Why? And they just had Gervonta, he just fought last night, right? But they wouldn't put Gervonta up against Mike Tyson. Why? It's a mismatch. I don't care how good of a boxer you are. It's a mismatch. Tyson is huge. You're not. You're a lightweight fighter. Going up against a heavyweight. They don't put them two together. It's a mismatch. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And you're a mismatch to this market when you're trying to fight against the current. So if you're constantly trying to jump into the market when the market has low probability of success, then you're the fool. And unfortunately, the market counts on retail traders for that. You're the fool. You're going up against the market at the wrong time when it's at a great disadvantage to you. And you say, well, see, he don't know what he's talking about. See, I won this one trade, but how many times have you lost trades primarily on Sunday through Monday? See, you're looking at the one time you won, which is why they sucker your dumb behind. Because they keep dangling the fruit in front of you, making you think that you're close. You're close. Oh, we let you win one. And then they sucker you. It's no big deal. Have you ever went to a casino and you heard this machine go, ching, 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 and you just celebrating, oh my God, I won. And then you don't get your dumb behind up and you sit there too long. And here comes the market. Or here comes the gambling machine. And you think it's going to hit again. And guess what you do? You put it back. And you pull the thing. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to go again. And you so juiced up because you excited you won that one time. And before you know it, not only did you put back every dime that you won off that machine, but now you done reached in your wallet or purse and then gave it back extra. You didn't get your stupid behind up and walk because you thought you knew what you was doing. And the casino played you. The market is no different. It will let you win every once in a while. But if you don't know what you're doing, that market going to take back everything they gave you plus some. And that's the reason why you have a 20% win rate and an 80% loss rate, because your silly behind won't wait. Now, I have walked you through the process of what happens with these banks and institutions that I have observed in my trading career. Now, you do your own due diligence, do you? But I begin to now understand why I was losing so poorly on a Sunday and Monday. And when I changed my ways and said, at minimum, if I'm really going to start taking the market seriously, it's going to at least have to be after the London market closes during the New York session. Because after the London market closes during the New York session, the U.S. session is still open, but they really ain't talking about nothing. Have you ever seen that? The U.S. market is open, but it's just slow. You know what I mean? Why? Because the London market closed, the biggest of them all. So even though there's an overlap, but when the London market closes on Monday, then and only then can I take any of these setups seriously. Because now every single one of the 5 markets had its opportunity to react to whatever was going on, that they let the watch what that they let the retail traders know about. But then there's also things that the market moves very heavily and we never know about it. The market just shoots up out of the way, and the wealthy people knows what's going on behind the scenes. The banks and institutions talking to each other, so they reacting, but we don't know. We just see it shooting around, be like, what just happened? So you got to let all that pass. And then you come in and start looking for the price. If you got nothing else out of this video about my sad, painful journey, because there was no Uncle P, there was nobody talking about this portion of this. Is the part, no, I'm telling you, for the retail traders, my God, today, this is one of the most important things you can learn about the Forex market, and there's not a soul teaching about it. And that's why the retail trader is at a great disadvantage, because all the other markets, they're aware of this stuff. But all the other professional traders are aware of this, but none of this is being taught to the retail trader. You tell me what YouTube video you saw where somebody explained to you the absorption rate of what happens with each market as it opens, and why you have to wait until after all these things have taken place before you can even consider putting yourself at an advantage to be at a higher percentage of a win rate. Notice the terms I'm using, because I'm not saying that there aren't some setups on Sundays and Mondays. Yes, there are. But how many of those versus if I just wait? There's a term called midweek reversals. So let me say this. If you're a continuation trader, this may not apply to you because the markets tend to continue on sometimes. But the average trader is a reversal trader. And that's the reason why, oh, I see it reversing. It's at the high today, lower today. Market makers methods, woo, woo. You understand? Oh, it's at the high of the day, lower today. See, you're looking to do a reversal, and that thing keeps on going and breaks right on through and snaps your stop loss like a broken neck. Am I right about it? Now you understand the market has its rhythm, and you are so desperate. You're so needy. I need to make money today. I need to quit my job, until you're not listening to the rhythm of the motion of the market. It has a cadence. It has a rhythm to it, and you're not listening because you're expecting the market to listen to your desperation, and the market don't want to hear it. The market is trying to tell you, I have a rhythm, and you're not tuning in to my flow. You're not listening to me. And so if you refuse to listen to me, I will continue to take the little you got left. I don't care about you. You expecting me to be merciful? I ain't God. I'm the financial devil. I'm here to take what you got. And I won't drop a tear about it because I don't even know your name. You expected me to be your Jesus. I'm not here to be your savior. I'm here to take, and you're here to take from me. That is the game. Now I got a rhythm to how I flow, and you can get in on it, or you can keep doing what you do. And I wish, Uncle, here's what the market really wants to say. I wish that dumb black dude with the baseball hat called Uncle P would shut his mouth, because guess what? Our secret rhythm has been taking retail traders' money for years. We've been taking their money for years. So we need to find a way to shut him up. He talks too much. He done tapped into our secret. Now he's trying to release it to the average retail trader. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? I'm trying to teach you so you can get where you want to go, so that you don't have to go through the pain and the tears and the broken heart that I went through. Because if somebody was teaching me this and helped me to understand this is how the market's cadence work, this is how the music of the market. If I would have understood that a long time ago, I could have put away years of frustration, years of being dedicated to something that was never going to work. Some of you guys, you keep thinking that you need another trading system. You think that you need another indicator. You think you need this and that. You need to learn the cadence of the market. And without being mentored, there's no way you would learn this. And the markets are counting on you. Just even what I told you about even the fact that I told you about what your broker doing. You never knew that. But now you know. Do a demo test on it today. Take 3 trades on any pair. I don't care what you see. Don't even worry about whether it's a good setup or not. It's just to test the concept of what I just taught you. I told you about the 5 markets. I'm going to close up. I told you about the 5 markets: Sydney, Tokyo, Frankfurt, London, New York. Those are the 5 sessions that you're under attack by. But then there's the silent 6th one, who get to you before the markets do. And that's your own broker. Every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the average broker open up their spreads by 3, 4, 5x. And the price action doesn't have to move. So you're trying to come up with a new market day. You put on your day separators and you're trying to do this little strategy where you jumping in on the next candle. You keep wondering why your account blowing up, because it had nothing to do with the strategy. Your broker 4x, 5x their spreads, and instantly you were already in bad shape. So you're fighting against your broker as well, because you didn't know. If you just wait an hour, hour and a half after the first hour, hour and a half, they then shrink the broker spread back to normal. And they do this every day of the week. The brokers are making a killing off of your silliness. They know nobody's teaching this. And they're just eating your account alive. So by the time Sunday is done with you and Monday is done with you, you have nothing left for all the beautiful setups for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You have nothing left in your account but tears, frustration, or you back in there trying to sneak money into your account, hoping your significant other didn't notice. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Last week in the Signals group, we did 21 wins and only 4 losses. That's insane. Well, what did we do? We just simply waited. And when the market and the dust settled, we traded lightly in the beginning of the week. And then after that, it was like, oh my God, them trades were just like candy. Literally in the Signals group, it was like and in Jenny's scalping group, they did over 19,000 pips on the indices. And that's separate from the signals of 21 wins and 4 losses. Which, by the way, I did a video last night on that. So just look at the video. I covered it in detail so that you guys will know how that works. We murdered the market. Now, would that happen like that every week? No. Why? Because I understand the cadence of the market. The market says, I will take some money from you. You can have 20, 80%, as long as you pay me my 20. Now, here's the problem. I ain't going to tell you when I'm going to take my 20. Just hang around and know I'm going to take my 20% and then I'll pay you back 80. Last week, I ain't going to tell you that you're going to lose 4 of these trades. Which one of those 4? You ain't going to know. But you're going to lose something. But then I gave you 21. So I gave you 21 wins and you paid me back my 4 in losses. Are you cool with that? I said, yes, sir. I'm cool with that deal. Let's shake hands and do business. All last week, I showed you trade setups that I took. Live videos almost every single day last week. Yesterday, I did a video on the Signals group. See, I'm documenting so there's undeniable proof that when I'm teaching you these concepts that professional traders know, you have documented proof of what I did during the week. So you can see what I'm doing. Look at the days when I'm showing you the videos. Did you pay attention to that? You didn't see me do a video on Sunday of me trading. You didn't see that. You were trading on that Sunday. You didn't see me trading on that Sunday. You didn't see a video. I did at least 3, 4, 5 videos last week. Did you see one on Sunday of me taking live trades? No, you didn't. I talk about something else like I'm doing now, but you ain't gonna see no video about me taking the trade. It's gonna be very rare because I understand the language of the market now. I can't stand this market, really. I don't have love for the market. It's business. It's like you were excited, and I'll close with this. When they hired you at that job, you were excited during the interview process. You went home excited when they said, we're going to send you an acceptance letter and you can start on Monday. You were excited to do that job. Now you can't get out of there fast enough. You can't stand at the job you at. But you show up. Why? Because it helps to pay the bills. That's the way I feel about this here. Algeria in the house. I'm sorry. Hey, what's up, y'all? Somebody said, dang, see? Somebody said knowing this information, it cost them, they weren't aware. I'm assuming that's what they said. It cost them $15,000. Yep. $15,000 2 years ago. See, I'm not making, when I'm doing these videos, I don't monetize this channel. Okay? All I ask you guys to do is when I'm doing these videos, just hit the like and subscribe button because it helps to get my message out to the people. But I don't monetize this channel. I don't get paid to do this. I do this because my painful journey, I wanted to have paid me dividends knowing I've given back to others who are hurting just like I was. I want to know that my journey paid back those who are crying just like I did. In the midnight hour, you up crying because you need the money. Imagine being a 7-figure earner. And life comes and does a Job in the Bible kind of deal. And your whole life gets blown away and you got to start over from scratch. When you were a 7-figure earner, multiple homes, multiple cars, and life came and just slapped you and you had to start over. You're in desperation. Some of you guys, you just want to quit your job. My situation was worse than that. And the market still didn't care. It said either you're going to listen to me and go with my flow and agree to my terms, or you don't. And if you disrespect what I'm teaching you, then guess what? You will never understand what I can do for you because I don't care about you. You're trying to take my money and I'm trying to take yours. That's the deal. Are you understanding what I'm saying? By the time I got through all these lessons, my enjoyment, my enthusiasm, my excitement for what I thought the market was going to do for me, it actually dried up. Now that I do understand it, I mean, I can look at some trade setups. I mean, I can just glance at them and say, nah, I don't feel like that one. Oh, I ain't feeling that one. Oh, but I like that one. And it's just rhythmic now. It's just business. It's just business. It's not, I had a very good week last week. Extraordinary week. And I was praying and I was like, God, but I'm numb. I'm being honest. And I will say this and I'm close. I'm honest. I'm being honest. And I'm going to say this and close because I feel a tear. Because my journey was so painful, it's hard for me to be excited about what's going on now. It took so much out of me. Do you guys know for me and my wife, we've been married for 8 years. Do you know for the first 4 years, I've spent really on these charts every 7 days a week. I never took a day off. Imagine you brand new married to a person and they spend more time on these charts than they do with you. Because I was trying to get the bag, trying to get the money. Chasing all these YouTube videos, chasing all these strategies, looking for the Holy Grail and everything else. And exactly what I'm teaching you guys on this video today, not a single soul, after all these years, I still have never seen a video about any of what I taught you today. Only the big wigs understand this. The average retail trader will never have access to this information. Nobody was teaching it then, and they're still not teaching it now. And this market literally just shattered my heart because I had so much excitement and expectations for the Forex market, and it dried me up. It took everything out of me. And by the time I actually just hated this thing, told myself I'm going to quit so many times. Some of you guys did that. I'm going to quit. You've cried. And the bad part about it, you can have people in your house, but you can't say nothing. You got to suffer alone. Because number one, my average person in your house, they don't trade. So they don't know what you're going through. And that alone will sink you into a depression that nobody's business can talk about. Nobody can help you. It's painful. So by the time I actually got to a level where now I completely understand, I don't completely because it's still teaching lessons, but at least I understand it enough to understand how to do business with it. I had one of the most magnificent weeks I've ever had in my life in trading. And yet I couldn't celebrate. I don't know why. It's just, okay, that was cool. I'm grateful, but all right. And see, my deal is, and let me say this, I don't want that to be you. I watch my son, and some of you guys who are my students who's going to watch this later, because I know we have a few people now, thousands who watch this later. Once I hit the release button and send it to my team. Listen, I watch my son PJ trade. And oh my God, the enthusiasm and excitement. He loves taking an $8 account and flipping it into hundreds of dollars. He just has such a great time. He loves trading gold and he loves trading oil. And he's so enthusiastic about trading. And I'm so excited for him because he didn't have to go through the process of pain that I went through. I paved the way for him. And what I'm trying to do through these videos is pave the way for you so that even with this, just the knowledge of what I'm giving you now, of understanding the fact that if you just simply stay away from the market on Sunday and Mondays, just to let the market do its due and not open trades during the first hour of the trading day, do you know just that alone, you've already increased your winning percentage, guaranteed. Some of you guys are going to have the best trading week you ever had this week, simply because you're not going to touch the market today because you tuned in. Are you hearing me? So let me close this. If you want more information, if you want to be mentored by me, that's fine. Go to superezforex.com, click on the join button. If you want us to do the signals or you just tired in the market, just say to hell with these markets, just let somebody else handle it, then go click on the join the signal service. If you just enjoy my videos, just hit the like and subscribe button. You don't have to join us. You don't have to do any of that. But when I do videos, at least you'll get notification and you'll be able to follow me. Okay. Anyway, guys, I really don't care. That's up to you. Okay. I don't need you. I love you and I love mentoring, but I ain't begging for new students. If you come, that's cool. That's that. So it ain't like, well, oh, he trying to sell something. No, I really don't care. I'm here to be a blessing to you. If you want to, I can mentor you. I'll be more than happy. I love talking to my students. But if that's not your thing and you want to do your own thing, I'm cool with that too. Just keep tuning in to my videos so you can get at least this kind of content from somebody who loves you enough to tell you the truth about these markets. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Every time ain't going to be a video on strategy. Sometimes I need to talk you through the process so you at least know when. Let me say this last thing. This killed me. Oh my God, this one killed me. I forgot to say this one. I studied the market makers method for about 3 years straight. 3 years straight. I did. Dedicated. I was dedicated and made no money. I was dedicated day and night studying on my charts, marking up my charts. Some of you guys wonder, why did I start building indicators? Because I got tired of spending so much time on my charts, marking up my charts, marking up my charts, marking up my charts, hours upon hours studying these charts, hours upon hours. And I got tired and I started building my own trading system so I can automate the process. So I can just click a button and I can see what I need to see. So I can spend less time on these dumb charts. That's why I started building indicators. It wasn't for no other reason than that. I got tired of spending hours upon hours. And in these markets, oh my God, the pain. 3 years of studying the market makers method. Dedicated day and night. Sleep, eating, and breathing these charts. And made nothing. And looking back on it now, was there anything wrong with the markets makers method? No, because I can still see it now, even with my own indicators. But I can see it now. High today, lower today, this and that. I see it now. I just see it just like that. What was different between then and now? My desperation. And number two, the knowledge of knowing when not to implement a strategy. Some of you guys, you keep thinking you need another strategy. No, by this video, this was the one secret ingredient you were missing, knowing when not to implement the strategy. The strategy can work, but it works at certain times. It doesn't work all day long. You can't take 20 trades in a day and expect the strategy to work 20 times. The market has a cadence to it, and I wasn't respecting its rhythm. So I was implementing the market makers method on a Sunday when the market hasn't not went through all of its sessions to allow them to react to the news over the weekend. And here I go with my silly self trying to implement a strategy. And by Sunday evening, my account was blown. And I said, F you, market makers method. F you strategies. Yes, I was cussing like nobody, but that's why I can't be no pastor. I love Jesus, but I can't be a pastor because people will be mad at me. My anger got the best of me and I turned into a monster. I was a raging fire. I felt like a raging fire was in my chest. I was so angry. Some of you guys are there now. I was so angry because I was in such a need and it hurt. Only to realize now I can see stuff just like that. If I went back and did the market maker method, I can still have a high winning percentage now because the market was doing what it did. I didn't understand. Nobody taught this portion of the business. So I'm going to close this video and say thank you for those who tuned in, and we're going to release this video to the other public people and our other places, and thousands will watch this later. So thank you for those who are willing to hang back and last to the end. I know this is a very long video, but I promise you this is one of the best videos. This is going to save your trading career. Some of you guys, again, I will say this with full confidence. Some of you guys, you're going to have the best trading week ever. And it was simply because you're going to now know all I had to do was stay off the charts, let the market do its rhythm, and wait. like the professionals. I will no longer make a commitment to yourself. I will no longer be dumb money. I will be what they call smart money. I'll say it again. I will no longer be dumb money. I will be the smart money. Have a good one.